Yes, the Eagles quarterback position. This offseason has already stirred much debate and conversation, and for some, very little. Um, well, who stays and who goes in this scenario? Well, let's find out. What is going on, Bird Brothers and Sisters? Lindy End Zone in the building for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Eagles, one video at a time, and dropping buckets for the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, it's going to continue, obviously. It'll just keep going. Well, here we are, of course, into the offseason for the Eagles, and, well, got to go over this roster, of course. Starting the series for the channel called the Position Decision. This is going to be a little bit of a short one since we're starting with the quarterback position, and there only being three currently on the 53-man roster. That including, well, one of them is not on the 53, but you get the idea. So of course, we're going to look at Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, and Reid Sinnett, which is, the project quarterback that we have been working with for a little bit now after being claimed from the Miami Dolphins, who to Reid has been from Tampa Bay, I believe from Tampa Bay to Miami, and then he finds a home here. Reid comes in as a prototypical size of quarterback, 6'4", 225, around that range that the Eagles have liked up to this point, minus Gardner and Jalen Hurts, who are a little bit of that undersize, if you will. He can, Reid compares more to Carson Wentz's and Nick Foles' stature in that regard, just a little bit smaller, but don't got much to really say on his terms other than if and when the team decides to draft a quarterback that may be in a better position developmentally going forward instead of Reid, and maybe they'll cut ties that way. And then we get to the backup quarterback, a Gardner Minshew, who I believe is going to give us a cap hit of about $2.5 million going into this coming season of 2022. We already know to this point that he has voiced some, I guess, I wouldn't call it frustration, but discontent at some point. Think about a little past halfway of the season, if you will, to which that Gardner at times wanted to be the star of the football team. So, I mean, going forward, I don't know what his mindset is going to completely be at in that regard. And from time to time, we have known Howie to flip quarterbacks for some compensation. We've already done it last season with Joe Flacco after just acquiring him for about the same value. He ended up getting flipped for conditional sixth. Would Gardner be worth that? I don't think so. I think he's worth a little bit more at this point in time. Has already had the NFL experience and has played some quality games for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's only 25 years old. So being that there is going to be a good deal of teams this offseason that are looking for a quarterback, maybe they'd be in a position for a sort of quick fix. I don't know. I guess that is to be determined on the Eagles' current situation of quarterbacks, and I think a lot of that is going to depend on what happens with Jalen Hurts. So I think, being he's going to be the biggest determining factor for a lot of the quarterback decision making going forward. I well, you guys, you guys already know my stand on this, but going forward, I think that Jalen Hurts is going to end up staying. It makes sense to this point. He's not going to cost much in terms of development if you keep him on the team. You don't have to give up any of your draft capital. Being the assets are 3 first-round picks, it's kind of a win-win, but of course, you're going to want to see that continued development from Jalen, and that's the risk that they are going to have to, that they're going to have to make. But I think the Eagles as a whole, in regards to the quarterback position, we are not a quarterback away from being one of the top contenders in the NFC, and I know that maybe unpopular to say. Well, you can say, well, look what the Rams did, or look what Tampa Bay did, and uh, you know, and Joe Burrow, despite having a poor offensive line, got his team to the Super Bowl. And yeah, while all that may be true, but in terms of the Rams and Buccaneers and any other team in the same conversation that you want to throw in there, San Francisco to a degree. Like I said in previous videos, they have had a system in place for you know to make that kind of quarterback change. The Eagles certainly do not have that right now. So being that I have a feeling that Jalen Hurts is going to stay, and this would be the best decision to me. You would have at that point you would have the assets to build a better football team around Jalen Hurts. Not only offensively, of course, but to me, there's a lot more holes defensively than offensively, and well, you got to try and complete both sides of the football there in terms of quality depth. And in most cases, you only really build that through the draft and build these players from the ground up, so long as they fit your scheme. But yeah, that's going to do it for the quarterback analysis and in my view of the first episode of the position decision. Yeah, this was going to be a relatively short one because there's really not much to dissect. For the quarterbacks, with me believing that Jalen Hurts is going to be the guy moving forward, and of course, well, with everything going on right now, is that a lock in? No, especially with all the trade speculations going on between Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, uh, Jimmy Garoppolo is now being thrown into the mix. Who knows what is going to happen to this point? But I, for one, am going to stick with Jalen Hurts and use the draft picks that I have to build a better football team around the quarterback. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all sticking around to the end of the video. And of course, fly Eagles, fly bleed green. Go Mavs, MFFLs, World Series champs, Atlanta Braves. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you next time.